Уважаемые гости,
dear guests,
делегаты
dear delegates, dear comrades,
разрешите мне
please allow me
выразить глубокое
to express
благодарность
my profound gratitude
за приглашение
and appreciation for the invitation to take part in this session,
изумительной
and also for the wonderful hospitality accorded to us and which we are receiving. It is my first speech and my first attendance at your session, and I must say that I speak Russian for the first time in 30 years, after 30 years. So I apologize for my mistakes, but please bear with me. And people of my generation, and probably who are older, remember the Soviet film Mimino. And one character there said, one man there said, the Russian language is very rich and I'm a poor man. So please, I apologize for my mistakes. Forgive me my mistakes. I think this session is taking place at a time which is very complicated, very difficult. It is so complicated because the world is being transformed. Global relations are being transformed. At the same time, we are witnessing processes of the legalization of this new international order. And against this background, I think we could have another subject for discussion. Or this is the most relevant discussion, Russia and the Islamic world. As a scholar of international law, I can assert that the reasons for today's lack of order in international relations and the main problem of many countries in the world, including the Middle East. So this main problem is non-civilized, and I emphasize this word, non-civilized. So I'm doing this with all responsibility. So the main reason is the non-civilized relations of some countries, non-civilized attitude to the recognized principles of international law. So the non-civilized attitude to principles of international law. And this attitude is promoted by some Western countries led by the United States, which disregard international law. Why I am saying that? Well, I'm saying this because we have all witnessed, and many of us present here mentioned this in the presentations, how the recognized principles of international law have been violated, including the fundamental provisions of the United Nations Charter. If you follow Western mass media, watch television, read newspapers, then you can form an impression that the reason of all the troubles in the modern world is militant Islam. But these people, I regret to say, forget one important element, that Islam is there is universal Islam, there is peaceful Islam, and you cannot separate Islam into peaceful Islam, non-terrorist Islam, moderate Islam, and so on. You can't divide Islam into pieces. It will be artificial, and we should not recognize such attempts to divide Islam. These are the attempts made by Western countries. Dear friends, will it be against the truth to say the following? And many people have already said this before me, that the main reasons, the main causes why such terrorist organizations as ISIS or Al-Qaeda have emerged. So the reason is the dishonest, immoral policy of some Western countries. They claim that human rights are universal. But let's look at their conduct beyond their own territories, beyond their own states. Then we see that they don't observe human rights beyond their territories. So that results in a very complicated situation in the world. I don't have to remind the people present here that similar attempts had been undertaken previously. They wanted to present them as a clash of civilizations by hunting them. But we know that it is not true, that we're not witnessing a clash of civilizations. I think what we are witnessing is the unreasonable, crazy nationalist policy of some Western countries towards other countries which are members of the international community. And today our civilization is appealing to the world that this policy should be ended immediately, the policy of Western countries. And I think that the Islamic world needs Russia. But what kind of Russia does the Islamic world need? It needs powerful Russia, strong Russia, persistent Russia, and brotherly, fraternal Russia. That was the role which we saw in history in the Soviet Union and its attitude towards the third world country. This is the kind of Russia which we need. We need Russia more than Russia needs the Islamic world. Please allow me to conclude my presentation on behalf of the Islamic world. Addressed with the words addressed to Russia. A quotation of Alexander Pushkin: "I love you, and I loved you, and probably my love is still alive. And may Russia behave in such a way that it will result in our growing love towards Russia, so that our love should grow."